Hey guys, welcome back. This snowblower just came in. It's a Troy Bilt Storm 5524, 24-inch clearing width, 5.5 horsepower Tecumseh motor. I just wanted to show how clean this is. This snowblower has been very well maintained. It's I think it's over 14 years old, 13, 14 years old, something like that. And it basically looks brand new. There is no rust on it. The paint is still very shiny. I mean, it's just really nice looking. Even the auger blades in here, all of this is really nice. It's not chewed up at all. It's really well maintained. I don't foresee there being too many problems with this, and I think he said he changed the oil before he put it away last. We had no snow last winter, so I don't think he ever used it. Yeah, that is brand new oil. I don't think I'm going to change the oil because that is new oil. So I think we are just I'm going to check the belts. I'm going to lube the chain and any gears or sprockets underneath there. I think I'm gonna adjust this cable. It's a little bit loose. Other than that, I think, I'll check the adjustment of the drive and all of that. This thing moves really easily. I guess you can come along and we'll tune this thing up together. Normally I would drain the oil. I would start it up and drain the oil before tipping it on its end, on its auger. But since this thing pretty much has brand new oil, I'm going to tip it up as is. It has no gasoline in it, so nothing in terms of fuel is going to leak out anywhere or anything like that. But the oil, it should be fine as long as you don't store it or keep it on end for a long period of time, which we are not going to do. Alright, let's get this cover off. Alright, hopefully you can see a little bit better now, and I'll show you how the clutch works. This metal plate is attached to the engine, and this wheel here has a rubber belt around it, and it basically just works by friction. When you pull the lever, that you move that plate up so that it's contacting the rubber wheel, and as the engine spins, that wheel spins the rear wheels of the machine. And the speeds, you basically move this around, and depending on where it's located on that disc, it's going to spin this wheel faster or slower, or in reverse, and the other way if you go the other way. So that's basically how it works, and you really need to keep this disc as clean as possible. No oil or goo or shmoo on that disc, and you want these gears to have a very light lubrication, like white lithium grease on them. You may even want to put a little bit on this rod that this slides on, but you don't want to put too much because that rod spins quite fast, and you do not want it to fling onto this disc and make this rubber slip. Alright, I have some basic white lithium grease in a tube here. I really don't want to use the spray because that can get everywhere, and you can get a lot on it, too much on it, and it may get on this disc, which you do not want. And I'm probably going to wipe that disc off with some brake clean after this anyway, just to be safe. You get the idea. I'm going to work that around a little bit. I'll bring you back. So I've worked them around. Everything, all the teeth seem to be coated. So now I'm going to put just a little bit on this rod here. Very thin coat, like it shouldn't even be white. It should just be a little bit greasy, because you do not want this to fling off or get on this rubber wheel at all, because that's going to make your transmission start to slip, and you don't want that. That's more than enough. So I'm just going to move that gear select or that speed selector back and forth a little bit now. All right, I think that's good. I think I'm going to just take a shop towel and I'm going to lightly wipe off this disc with some brake clean. One last thing I'm going to do before I bolt it up is right here where this arm goes into this fitting here. I'm just going to put one drop of really light machine oil, like that. And I think I'm going to do the same thing on the wheel bushings here. Not too much, because again, you don't want this stuff flinging around in here, screwing up your clutch disc there. Let's bolt this back up. Alright, what's next? Want to pop this cover off and take a look at the belts? Alright, what do we got here? Looks really good. I don't think I'm gonna mess with this at all. These belts are not brand new, but they are not, there's no fraying or anything like that. The last thing I'm going to do on this, or probably the last thing I'm going to do on this, is adjust this drive cable. It's a little bit loose. It's not really causing a problem, but I think I'll just tighten it up so that it's a little more taut, just a little bit. Alright, so I have the handle off, and I'm adjusting this cable. Basically, this nut acts like a jam nut, so if you basically if you loosen this up, oops, this came loose. If you loosen this up, then this entire top piece with a hook on it spins, and you can spin it in or out of this barrel here. And when you're done, you just finger tighten that lock nut and then tighten it down again, and you're good. So I think I'm going to try that and see how it works, and now I'll adjust it, and then we'll be done. That's much better. This cable is just the right tension now. So you don't actually have to take the handle off and this cable completely off to adjust it. You can do it while it's on the machine. I just did it so that I could show you easier how it works. Forgot to check the tire pressure. I'd say that's on the low side. That's better. I like to fill them up to between 18 and 20 psi. I think that's good. I guess the only thing left to do is to start it up and see how it runs. I just want to show something. I pulled the spark plug and looks pretty good, but it's a little bit light color, I think. There's a little bit of white here, so it is probably suffering from what most of these Tecumseh snowblowers or Snow King snowblower engines are suffering from, which is a lean condition. Maybe, you know, not sure why. Maybe it's because the jet on these carbs was designed to be slightly restricted with an air filter, and the, you know, snowblowers don't have an air filter. Not sure why these things always run lean, but they seem to. Although if it's not surging or anything like that, or hunting, I will probably leave it be and not do anything about it. But if it is surging, then we'll have to get into that. Alright, first start. If I'm to believe the owner, this thing has not started in about 2 years. And he claims that it was stored properly. He drained it of gas. He ran stabilized gas through it before he put it away. So, let's see. I normally don't show easy jobs like this where there's really not a whole lot to do, but I thought that this was an exceptional example, being 13 or 14 years old and essentially being factory mint condition new. I let it run out of gas, and I think that pretty much concludes the service on this snowblower. Thanks for joining me, and if you like these videos, be sure to like, subscribe, comment, and I will see you on the next one.